All right, so moving right along, we have a team. This is actually pretty experimental. I haven't actually tried this yet. So the challenge for this month is, based on what we're seeing, it looks like Jedi Luke is being data mined in the game. He's assumedly coming back to the journey guide soon, so I think it's safe to assume that by the next time that light side territory battle rolls back around, Luke might actually just be back in the game, and a lot of more people are probably going to have him now. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to make use of the Jedi, at least that I've got. Did a little bit of testing in later phases with Luke last round to pretty strong success. So this is the team I'm going to be trying today. Barris, of course, will stick out like a sore thumb as the weak link, but I believe this is the team that I ran last time, or close to it. I think Shock Team might have been out for something else. But when this team is played correctly, the enemy team really isn't going to get to do a whole lot to us. So I would dare say that even if this slot was empty, it's pretty fine. Like, we're not in a whole lot of danger here. So the hope is we can save some power picks for other teams, and then kind of try this weird semi-hybrid. 4 out of 5 are just kind of classic Padme, but Echo in LSTB, at least against droid waves, is just such an incredible powerhouse if you build him for enough potency and land that really, really good AoE stun can just give Padme a lot of breathing room. So the clones, just from some feedback I got, sounds like you can just, you are at the mercy of who gets killed first. If you get a 5 sacrifice off, you're in pretty decent shape. If not, it's a bit rough, and sometimes they might just go for Padme. So I'm trying to bring in what felt great about both. The biggest thing that's missing here with this team is, not having the Rex unique for the Rex speed. Felt really, really good because Padme can't gain turn meter. The extra Rex unique speed, bringing the team faster, just made the team kind of come to life a little bit. But ignoring that, we have this general spread. This is a very offensive Revan team. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. I really, really enjoyed having Old Ben with Revan, but at the same time, Luke lead is just such a ridiculous modifier for Old Ben here that I think it's kind of hard to justify pulling him away. Maybe some arguments for you could give gas down to Padme. But these 3 characters, I think Padme still ideally wants to have GK. GK going up to JKR would be, that basically makes the classic old JKR team. But we'll see. Anyway, on to Luke lead. So the whole goal here, we have a ridiculously speed cranked Shock T. The magic number changes per wave. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but by my understanding, it's fairly forgiving in wave 1. This is more a speed that I'm just setting up, trying to get ready for day 4. Hermit Yoda as well, I just have similarly cranked up in speed. Old Ben, pretty much everyone here is going to be focusing on speed to some degree. Partially because, as you'll see, we're really not in a whole lot of danger. And even Barris, just because Barris, reduces the cooldown of the lead ability and gives Luke turn meter, I actually have her fairly squishy. A gear 12 with health primaries really isn't gaining a whole lot, but really more so just focused on as much speed as I can reasonably get her. There's even a decent argument to just go speed set on her instead, because the 2 health sets really aren't bringing in a whole lot here. And then Luke, we have absolutely just completely speedless, right? Because we do not want to give the enemy any extra stats from what they already have. The mods, these 2 mods are pretty I'm not gonna 6E these 2 mods just for Luke lead being used conditionally. Yeah, just we want a solid blend of damage. Protection is also good. This is actually a pretty special mod. Some good, just kind of blend of tank and damage focus, just kind of a nice bruiser build. And yeah, Luke is going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting for us in this run. So anything we can do to try to help bring him along, speed him up. We just need to be sure that we can take out the sniper droids or whatever we come across. So jumping on in immediately, probably just want to aim our mass assist to lower the droid battalion stacks as soon as possible. Of course, we hit the lead ability, we're just going to immediately get our juicy Luke stuns. Let's see. Master's training can go any number of directions. Like, you could go Barris just to try to keep her alive. I'm just going to give it to Luke. So normally I held onto this until their next turn when they're about 75% just to prolong this. I think with Old Ben being as fast as he is now, especially with Jedi's Will, I'm going to try just blowing it out. We do have... If we hit this B1, I don't know that Barris... Yeah, Barris does not have the TB event ability, so if we hit this B1, we won't kill him, as well as we'll take the ability block off, and we'll, you know, get rid of the offense down. I'm feeling perfectly content here. We'll just whack somebody on the side. Let's see. For Shakti, we could give speed up to Hermit Yoda. I think will be the best value that we can get here. Just try to, you know, accelerate Master's training along nicely. Let's see. There's going to be stealth on this spy for a pretty long time. I think it's a 2 or 3 turn duration, so we're just kind of cycling turns around here. Ben has lost the speed up. I'm probably just going to give this back to him just because we want to, you know, cycle along the mind tricks cooldown as quickly as we can within reason. This, you know, with this team comp that we have, there's no GR. This actually comes back around fairly quickly, so I'm just gonna probably keep on using it as it becomes available. There's no real reason to pace yourself here. Also, Hermit Yoda, just keep hitting on the basics. You know, we don't, like obviously we don't have anyone who needs healing, but then on top of that, this is also really just about trying to make sure that we accelerate Luke as much as possible along the way. So small bumps of turn meter are small, but they do add up over time. Let's see, second Master's training. I'm gonna probably just give it to Barris just for the sake of, I don't really want to risk losing somebody if I don't have to. Let's see. We do have some turns ahead of Spy. About 2 more before they loop around probably, but... Let's see. Just want to try to make sure that we're going to have a nice turn. Spy's going to do this first. We actually probably could just spend Old Ben Taunt now, because into the next turn we should just set up this into Luke's stun to be available anyway, so we're not going to need Old Ben to do any initial tanking ideally anyway. Let's see. We land the blind, that should feel pretty fine. This is a very slow, methodical team, to be sure. But, okay, so looking at this, this should mean that if we end this wave with Master's training right now, I think Old Ben's next turn should, you know, we have him at 95%. This should just mean that we can immediately activate Luke. I'm not 100% on that being the way it works, but it should be. I hope so. So let's just pop this over on Shakti. So here we go. We got a... That is not how it works, actually. Yeah, that's a little bit ugly. We do have Mind Tricks immediately, so we could just pop it. That's a little bit strange. And we did just take another turn. Weird. All right. Anyway. Sniper droid is a concern here. It's pretty much the only concern. I just want to make sure that they aren't going to become an issue. Okay. So we don't have anyone taunting, of course. Whatever return we use this on, Shakti is just going to basic to finish that B2. I think continuing the strategy of speed up on Hermit Yoda just to try to keep the mass assist rolling is probably going to be ideal here. And here we go. This should be a plenty dead sniper droid. Feeling pretty fine. Okay, let's try to plan how this is going to go into the next wave. We have cooldowns. It's a little bit unfortunate here, but we do have a nice mulligan out. We do have the issue of if we double basic with Shakti here, then Barriss basic will finish this. We could just heal with Barriss, her cooldown, we'll come back quickly with Luke lead and a little less go to the next person. I think that's what we're supposed to do here. And then, yeah, this is a super sick preload. Like, legitimately everyone at 99% turn meter. This is just fantastic. We almost don't even need to use this button immediately because Luke is already going. It almost might be sick just to hang on to it for a turn, just so that Luke goes and then immediately goes again. Would absolutely not mind seeing that type of action occurring. I don't think we need to use Old Ben's mind tricks here just because all their turn meter is so low. So yeah, let's just bring Luke back around the horn immediately here. I'm aiming at a Geonosian soldier just because he is presumably one of the weakest targets available. It's possible Poggle will be even weaker, but once the stun wears off, he does have some evasion that's a little bit annoying to deal with. So just kind of trying to put some bullying pressure on him, keep the DPS up. That's all we're really worried about. We could just pop mind tricks now. Should be fine. Now we get the Luke lead ability back yet again. The whole thing that we're trying to set up here is whittle down their global protection pool by beating up on the squishiest person, and then probably with Master's Training or this ability, we'll go for the throat on Geonosian Brute Alpha once he looks like he's within range. It would be a little bit unfortunate if this does kill Geonosian Soldier here. I don't think it will. I don't think that's a risk. We don't need to use this again because we just used the Luke lead ability. We're just kind of chipping them out. I don't know if this is a bit too early to pull this trigger. We could go around the horn one more time, right? Like we're not really in any major sort of risk. Yeah, we can. Feels a little bit lame, but let's see. Their first turn is actually still pretty far ways off too, so we could just still keep doing this. All right, the next Hermit Yoda turn is definitely going to be the kill time here. Or maybe we get it with this. Ooh, close. Close, close, close. We got another stun for good measure. Why not? Let's use Shock T basic here just to get the offense up, just to make this Master's Training even juicier, and this should be a dead bug. Absolutely. All right. They never got to take a single turn. We still don't have the stealth off a spy. I mean, at this point, it's pretty much auto win. We don't even need to really think about what we're doing here. It's just pop auto. There you go. Very, very slow play style. I will admit, I'll probably try to pop this to like 120% speed or whatever. But as you can see, you know, as long as you're juggling stuff, I don't think they took more than 4 or 5 turns over the course of this thing. And for relatively pretty cheap, you know, I don't think aside from Luke, you know, like I don't think, like a Relic 5 Old Ben there, all the Relic did was just add on speed for him, right? Like he never had to do any actual like tanking duty. And yeah, you know, if you've got Shock T for like a Kiadi Mundi mission or whatever, you know, she did some alright damage there. Her role is just to be fast. That's really all it is. So yeah, let's move on to the next one.